Okay, round 10. If I win this, I'm guaranteed cut. If I lose it, I might still be in cut anyway, but we will have to see. It's a... This is an awkward matchup. So it's Typhlosion, which is Specs, Covert Cloak Whimsy, Assault Vest Torkoal, Indeedee with Psychic Seeds, Ursaluna with Fling, and Lilligant. Honestly, I think Amoonguss seems really good here, because I can just Terra Water it. I think I want Pelipper, but I want it in the back. It's not as important this matchup to get rid of his terrain, because usually in these sorts of matchups, getting rid of a terrain is huge. Because they've got an Expanded Force user, but they don't. So I don't need to stop Expanded Forces. So I'm going to go with basculegion, because that way turn 1 I can flip turn out into my Pelipper. And then lastly, I think it's Arch. I'm quite scared of Ursaluna in Trick Room though. But I can actually start going for just Spores. But maybe it's Gholdengo instead. I think it's Gholdengo instead. That might be a mess up. It might be Arch, but we'll see. I've never really played this sort of matchup before. So I don't really know what I'm doing. Typhlosion Whimsy, okay. I could just Aqua Jet him. Get some free damage off on him. Honestly. Oh wait, he's Specs. I'm almost certainly going to Terra Water, which might make me weak to the Lilligant in the back. But actually, I've got Gholdengo, which is good into that. I'll go for Spore and Flip Turn, I think. So if he's Sunny Days, I can just Flip Turn into Pelipper. And then he's not really doing much damage. Eta wins, okay. And Shadow Balls, okay. That's fine. I think that's fine. Now I go into gold, I think. Do I Nasty Plot? Because I kind of think I do. But I could just Shadow Ball that Typhlosion and, like, clear Smog. But Whimsy really isn't threatening much. But he's threatening Encore. I think I'm going to Spore and Shadow Ball that Typhlosion. Because this covers for switches, and if he doesn't switch, I get rid of Typhlosion. If he does, whatever comes in is going to sleep. Like, that Ursa switching in would be a really good play if I wasn't Sporing him. Encore's mean to Spore, that's fine. That's what I went for anyway. Takes first turn to sleep. Get rid of it, I don't want to play around with that. I guess that also means he stops me, like, Rage Powdering. Like, if I click Rage Powder. Yeah, so he could have Shadow Balled me, so getting rid of that was huge, and then I just get a Spore off, which will do nothing, but this Whimsy really isn't threatening much. What's worst case? If he's got Lilligant and Torkoal, it's a bit awkward for him, like, which one you bring in. Because you'd want to bring the Lilligant in, but then my Gholdengo is so safe. And it's got Leaf Blade. If it had Solar Blade, I'd feel a lot better about this. It is Torkoal. So I'm going to protect my gold and I'm going to Spore. I think worst case is he switches the Torkoal back into Lilligant. But even then, he's not threatening my gold. He covered for the Pelipper switching. But I didn't have to worry about that. Oh, nice. That is a very good turn for me. I guess I'm going to Spore that Whimsy and I'm going to make it rain. And also, I believe it's the last turn of Tailwind for them. It is. Nice. So, I think this is Lilligant. That's a Sleeping Indeedee! That wasn't even really a read. Like, that play was just... Whimsy goes down to Whimsy would go down to a whatever move I did. Make it rain. So, an Amoonguss, I can't remember if it's still encored into Spore, but it wouldn't be doing much anyway. Like, Pollen Puff myself could have been okay, but it's not really important. I'm going to now, I think I clear Smogbet and DD. Okay, I was still encored. Switch in Pelipper. He can wake up with his Torkoal, but then it doesn't really threaten much damage. I get rid of his, like, boost. His, what's it called? Like, Psychic Terrain, Psychic Seed boost. And then a Weather Ball should be able to pick it up. So this is the first time Torkoal can wake up, and it does. Goes for Weather Ball, which is now Water type, so it's not going to be doing much. Still does okay damage. But I can Weather Ball the DD and Spore the Torkoal. I did think about maybe trying to read that and go for like a clear Smog, but I think I'm fine. Actually, going for Clear Smog would do him bad, because if I don't pick up the KO on the Whimsy, then going for Clear Smog would let him Encore me into Clear Smog when I want to be Sporing. Do I switch out Pelipper here, or do I just keep it in? I think I just keep it in. And I go for the Spore onto this Torkoal. And actually, a Weather Ball onto that Whimsy, because now it's Fire type Weather Ball, so it's going to be doing damage. It might even get it. He hasn't used his Terror though, which is a bit scary. But I don't know where he'd use it. Like, he could do it on Torkoal to do extra damage, but I don't think that's too bad at the moment. He could do it on Whimsy, and then he'd actually take this Weather Ball. But the Whimsy really isn't threatening much. It's just threatening that it can Encore and Sunny Day things. It is Torkoal, okay. So, I think this Weather Ball is going to pick up the KO on this Whimsy. Like, it is a base 100 fire move in Sun. Nice. He goes for reaction. He's taking some damage, right? He doesn't even KO my Pelipper. Nice. And I get the Spore. So 1 game 1. To guarantee it, I'm just going to Clear Smog him and go into gold. And then I'll just Pelipper like late game wins. Okay, I win game 1. Nice. Amoonguss put in so much work. Oh my god. That Amoonguss is insane. I mean, I've got to lead Amoonguss again. Amoonguss was so good. What did I lead? Was it Amoonguss Gholdengo? It wasn't. It was Bask. And I lost my Bask turn 1. But that was fine. I'm actually really happy with how I played that. I think my game plan made a lot of sense. I think Gholdengo is actually really good here because of Lilligant. How much? I'm actually going to calc how much that Lilligant would do to my Amoonguss. Okay, so Leaf Blade from Adamant is going to do 75% maximum. It does like 63 to 75%. I was going to say, oh, he's going to time out. But even if he times out, his first 4 mons are what he brought last time. So they're clearly good. What order do I have mine in? Would my team work if I timed out? I hope my first 2 are Arch and Pelipper. Because that way if I time out, that's a good lead. I know I think it's, my team goes Arch, Pelly, Bask, Amoonguss? Interesting leads. Very interesting leads. Let's just check. Oh, I was right with my order. I am tempted to just spore this slot and just wave crash it. I think that my Basque is the least important mon in this matchup. I mean, nothing's going to really enjoy taking this. Okay, that is. But I've broken its sash. Oh, it can sleep powder me. That's something I didn't think about. Any tailwinds? Yeah, flip turn would have been much better there, but oh well. I'm going to switch this into Gholdengo because I think a sleep powder is coming into that slot. And I'm just going to wave crash the Whimsy or the Lilligant. I'll go after Lilligant. He might KO my Basque here. Okay, nice. I'm guessing this is a Moonblast into that slot as well. Oh no, it's into the Basque. That actually does a lot less than I would have expected. Okay, so now that should be Make It Rain range. Make It Rain range! I don't know why I said it like that. It just sounded nice, yo. Make it rain, rain. I can't even say it now. So now I just make it rain. And I think I wave crash for Whimsy slot. Like, Basculegion isn't really important in this matchup. So I'm quite happy with just having it just do damage whilst it can. And that Whimsy, like, I've kind of pinned him. Because he has to lose at least one of them unless he double switches. And if he double switches, he's getting nothing. And one of them's taking a wave crash. So now, in order to not take a wave crash on one, presuming it's Torkoal, yes, he has to Leaf Blade me, which means he takes a Make It Rain. Yeah. And then I've got rid of his Lilligant, so now my water type, what's it called? Amoonguss is in a great position. Like, he could go into his Typhlosion. If he goes into his Typhlosion, I switch in my Pelipper. And if he goes into Whimsy, I just launch a Spore. I think I just Spore Protect. And I don't think there's really anything that can go bad with that. It does help a lot that his Torkoal doesn't have Solar Beam. I don't know how much Solar Beam would actually, like, impact this game. Well, it would impact it a lot. But it wouldn't do too much. I don't think it would. I think it would be a 3-shot if he had Solar Beam. But right now he's doing what, like, he's 5-shotting my Amoonguss. I was meant to protect and Spore there. Spore the Torkoal slot, protect Gholdengo. I hope that's what I did. I often just lock in moves and I'm like, I hope I did what I was thinking, because a lot of the time I don't know what I'm doing. You know what? Unpopular opinion, right? Gen 4. I don't even know if this is a hot take. Gen 4 has the best music. Sometimes I'll just listen to the Gen 4 music. He says something Tailwind, which he's already got one. Bit greedy. He wants more wind. Goes for the eruption. It's not going to do much to my Amoonguss. Yeah. And now I Make It Rain and I Spore that Whimsy. If he switches into something, it gets Spored. If he didn't, he goes down to Make It Rain. Nice. And now I think my play is to Shadow Ball and Clear Smog that Typhlosion slot. So if it stays in, it goes down. If it switches, Whimsy should go down to that. Like, basically, the game plan is, as soon as I can get rid of Whimsy, I know that my Pelipper wins. Because then he can't set the sun back up. So that's sort of what I'm going for. But I'm also just going for KOs. Like, he technically... Worst case is he wakes up with Torkoal, gets the KO on my Gold. But then I get Pelipper in and he has to take a turn to set up Sunny Day. And I don't think he can beat my Pelipper. And, okay, yeah. Whimsy's dead. It should be anyway. Hopefully. If it doesn't go down to this, then I may have messed up. Surely Clear Smog gets it from there. It's Stab, and it's 4 times super effective. Nice. So now Pelipper should just win. And Torkoal stays asleep, which makes this endgame easier. I probably would have won anyway. I'm gonna just go for... It's just more Pollen Puff, right? Shadow Ball. I'll go for Clear Smog. I think it does... It does less, but it will do more to the Torkoal. Nice! So, I finished 9-1. That's pretty good. So, I'm definitely in top cut. Kind of wish it was top 8 cut now, because I'd have just won money. But I'm 1 win away from winning money. So, yeah.